So, hi, everybody. I'm Linda,
And I'm Rosie.
and welcome to this week's episode of.
Freak of the Week.
And today we have with us Jim Kelliger, the most handsome Jim. He is from the East Coast, and he's now out in California, and he has been dating for a while. And he shared with us some of his stories, and we thought some of them would be great to share with you. So, with that, Jim, why don't you share?
Sure. So I have 4 freaks that come into mind, but I'd like to share my latest with you. So I went on a date with a girl. We went to Benihana because I thought it'd be fun. We had dinner, like split some sake, and then she came over and watched movies with me for a year or a day and a half. And then she left, and she never talked to me ever again. And I said, you literally watched Tom Cruise movies with me for a day and a half and stayed over here for, a day and a half. And then she just disappeared. No explanation.
How long did you talk with her beforehand?
A week, maybe.
And then you met Benihana.
And then we fell in love with each other.
It was love. Okay. And then you did the weekend of Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, she stayed at my place for a day and a half. And then she left. And then I never heard from her ever again.
And how did you guys leave it? Did you say, "Oh, I'll text you. We can go out next week," or whatever? Or how did you?
She just ghosted me.
Was there sex?
Yeah.
So sex for a day and a half, and then she ghosted you. Tom Cruise movies, sex, and then. But you really liked her when you met her. Did you really like her? I mean, was she everything she said she was when you?
Yeah, she was sweet. She was good looking. She was great. But then she just disappeared. So I met this girl. We had a 7.5-hour date in Venice Beach. We did everything. We went to the beach. We went to the bars. We went skateboarding. It got dark, and she couldn't drive her bike home, so I attached it to my surf racks in my car.
Mm-hmm.
A gentleman drove her home. Everything was great. Went home. A week later, she said she had some free tickets to this concert. So I went there, and we were supposed to go to a Chargers football game the day afterwards. So I said, it's easier if I just stay over and spend the night. So she shows up, and she's wasted. And she goes, we're not having sex tonight. And I said, oh, okay, how are you? I drove home. I said, I can't deal with this girl.
Good for you.
So.
Good for you.
And then she called me the next day and apologized. She didn't remember anything.
Oh my God.
Did she say why?
No.
These are Lulus. I mean, the thing is, usually a freak story takes a little bit of time to for the freak to really come out. You're getting them right out of the chute. I mean, it's
I'm a magnet.
The good news is that you're getting enough. You're putting enough out there. I mean, obviously, you'd like to find somebody and not have them become a freak. Isn't that the goal, sort of?
Yeah.
Was she hammered because of nerves, maybe?
I don't know. I showed up and she was just wasted. Maybe now that you say that, I think it was nerves because she told me right out the gate.
Hi, I'm having because I'm nervous.
you're not having sex with me. And I'm like, I'll sleep on the couch. I don't care. Like,
It's kind of a tough lead-in. I mean,
Yeah.
I think nerves, actually, yeah, I think so.
Right, but how come she just simply couldn't have said, listen, yes, I just want to set the right expectation.
right.
Happy to have you come over, but, you know,
That's a really good question. I don't know.
how old,
She should.
how old was she? I'm sorry, Jim.
So I'm 40. She's 34.
Do you think in that age range, so in your age range, so let's say mid 30s to mid 40s, it's sex expected?
Yes.
Really?
I think there's two different types of guys you can be. You can be the nice guy who I am, or you can be the guy that just immediately goes for that.
Tell us about your latest date.
LA is a big place. We both Ubered to meet each other. And the first red flag was drinking wine at 1 p.m. on a Friday.
That's a problem?
I mean, yeah. So I'm 40 years old. She's 53. So, anyways,
Did you meet online? Sorry for interrupting. Did you meet online?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Bumble.
Bumble. Okay. How long
Yeah.
was it until so you met her online? Did you talk back and forth for a while, or did you just talk a little bit and then decide to meet?
We talked on the app for a little bit, and then we transitioned to text messaging.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we met up. We hung out for like an hour and a half, and she's like, "What number do you think you are?" And I said, "What do you mean? I'm a number?" And she goes, "I write down whenever I go on a date what their name is, where we met, what we did, and something significant about you." And she goes, "For you, it would be your sister's birthday was today." And she goes, "What number do you think you are?" And I said, 17. And she goes, "No, you're 61.
61.
I'm 61. So I didn't really know what to say to that.
Years old?
No, I'm number 61.
How
Out of
long do
what?
you think she's been dating? How many years has she been dating if your number is 61?
I don't know. That's years. This is like a game to her, I think. So weird.
Did you like her?
Yeah, until she told me I was number 61. I'm just a toy.
Rosie, you're on mute.
Sorry. The age difference wasn't any concern to you up front?
Not really. No. But the fact that she threw out this like she's got like a game going on. Like she's premedicated. That's weird. So
That is so weird.
It's freaky.
That
isn't it
that's
kind of weird?
top level freaky.
Yeah.
Like it's just to see how many you can rack up. I mean, so the date was what, like an hour?
It's like an hour and a half.
And there was wine and conversation and apparently numerical.
Disclosure. Hi.
I got nothing. It takes a lot to render me speechless. You got me speechless on that one.
I've never been called a number.
When you
So
first said that, I thought you were going to say like are you an 8? Like what out of 10 are you? Like when you think about yourself, what are you, a 7? Are you, what do girls say you are? Are you a 10? Like I thought that's where you were headed with that. Certainly not that we're keeping count of the men that we're meeting.
And then, yeah, during the date, she was telling me about. I could tell immediately she wasn't interested in me because she was telling me about other guys. It was weird. It's
She
very
was talking
strange.
about she was talking about other numbers while you're on the date with her.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so
The
weird.
fact that she has a journal creeps me out a little bit.
Mm. I mean, think
I'm
about it. I mean, she's got to be, I don't know.
Mental.
Yeah.
um she's like, yeah. Do you know your number? And she was like, you're 61.
What do you really say to that at that point?
I didn't know what to say. Yeah.
When is 62?
62 after me?
Is 62 coming right in the same seat after I leave?
Well, I'm sure by now it's Monday. There's probably 64, 65.
You pay for everything?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
And so, in your experience, do most of them, so let's just tee this up. So you make plans to meet for dinner or drinks or
Hmm.
dinner, whatever. Do they offer to split it with you typically?
No, never. And
Wow.
I've gone out on dates where the girl is literally shoveling food in her. I don't eat a lot. I'm like skinny. The girl is like shoveling food in her mouth,
Like
and
she's
I'm
never
like,
been.
she's like starving.
Ah.
So she's just looking for a meal.
In your 30s and 40s, you're just looking for a meal?
Unfortunately, I think, yeah, they are. Yeah. Yeah.
And Linda was really very instrumental in this. Like, just don't take a lot of this stuff personally because this is their problem. This is so not a you problem. This is their stuff. And
I know, but yeah, you do take it personally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's well, because we're all sensitive, and especially when you've been at it for a while, and you do long to have that. Your intentions are good,
Yeah.
and I think what's frustrating is when you find someone else's aren't as good as yours are. I think that's the piece that gets frustrating.
Jim, thank you so much. And I also heard you have an app coming out called Dots. We're definitely going to bring you back on so we can talk about that. And with that, just remember,
You two are
Someone's freak of the week.